American dollars each month we surely get. For to carry a gun and bang it is the military step.
Hello, I'm Sam Arnold, and welcome back to Frying Pans West. We've got a fun show for you tonight. We took a camera crew up to South Dakota to Rosebud Indian Reservation and got some... Bent's Fort was a fur trading fort built originally about 1833 down on the Arkansas River in southeastern Colorado, about 160 miles from here. It was used as a basic center for fur trappers and also for freighting to Santa Fe on the Santa Fe Trail. My dream was to build a replication of that fort from some drawings that we saw that were done in 1845. And so we did that. In 1962, I brought 22 men up from Taos, New Mexico, and we puddled 80,000 bricks here. Each brick 14 inches long by 10 inches wide by 4 inches thick. Each brick approximately 45 pounds. It's a pretty impregnable place. It's really tough and good. Specialize in the food and drink of that early Bent's Fort period. The buffalo is, of course, the meat that they ate primarily there. We also do elk and Arctic muskox, rattlesnake, ostrich these days, it's big. Most of all, buffalo. Way back in the days of General Kearny coming west in 1846, they rolled out the cannon at Bent's Fort to give them a salute, and they put so much powder in it, they blew it up. We bang our cannons off into this valley down here, and the valley has a lot of wildlife in it. Deer, cougars, bobcat, raccoons. Here's to the child's what's come afore.
Here's to the child what's come afore.
And here's to the pilgrims what's come arter.
And here's to the pilgrims what's come arter.
May your trails be free of grizz.
May your trails be free of grizz.
And your packs filled with plues.
And your packs filled with blues.
And fat buffler in your pot.
And fat buffler in your pot.
Hoo-ah! Right on.
From NBC News, this is Today, live from Denver.
Then you scrape the marrow out onto some sourdough bread, and you can use a knife if you want to do that. And it tastes a little on the fatty side, but it's actually lean meat. Oh. Yeah. Oh. But actually, your crew had some of that the other night, and they went through about 3 dozen bones.
They'll eat anything.
Hi, Chef. How you doing? Good. All right, here is Chef Arnold, who is something of a legend in the Southwest, has all the exotic recipes the pioneers used, all in this book called Eating Up the Santa Fe Trail, and have quite a restaurant as well. What's the name of the restaurant?
It's called The Fort, and it's just in the foothills west of Denver.
Colorado, huh?
In Colorado. It's a replica of an early Colorado fur trade fort.
And that's what it looks like right there?
That's what it looks like. We made 80,000 adobe bricks on the site, and that's the courtyard. And that's rattlesnake meat.
Now, wait a minute.
Fresh rattlesnake. Tastes like chicken.
Where's Kathy Lee?
Tastes like chicken.
I swear this was like a shrimp cocktail. You know what it is? Rattlesnake meat. And here comes the tomahawk.
Yeah.
If you have a case of the winter doldrums, how about a new chili recipe to spice up your life?
One of Denver's most famous chefs and restaurant owners is here to share his chili secrets. We'll do that in just a few minutes. This is buffalo,
This
right?
is buffalo from the Denver Buffalo Company. It's ground, and it's ground, as you can see, coarsely, so that it's for making chili. And I've been browning this for about 10 minutes here.
It's wonderful, the most wonderful aroma.
And I'll show you how to make chili con carne in the old village way.
But first, a step back in time. The Fort Restaurant was a labor of love for owner Sam Arnold. Sam's daughter Holly showed me around and told me how her father's passion for the history of the Wild West led to his building of a full-scale replica of Bent's Fort, the 1830s Colorado Fur Trade Center on the Santa Fe Trail. Not only are the exterior and interior of this Denver landmark true to history, so is the food. Arnold painstakingly researched the foods cooked along the Santa Fe Trail in the 1830s and 40s and developed the fort's menu. The fort also serves loads of buffalo in many forms such as steaks, ribs, and buffalo tongue.
At Silver Square in Denver, industrial buildings have been renovated into living and working spaces. This is the studio of sculptor Fred Myers. For 18 years, he's created steel sculptures of petroglyphs and pictographs, ancient rock carvings and paintings. Now he's working on his biggest single sculpture.
It looks like a snake, the snake that's coiled up. This snake is different than most snakes in that it has horns, and it has sort of a bill, and I guess that's where it gets its name, plumed serpent.
The plumed serpent will be 42 feet long, 10 feet high, and weigh 2 tons. Fred has a small model of the serpent.
This monster is going to be fastened to the ground, to the rocks here and here.
The sculpture will be going, in 2 or 3 pieces, to the Fort Restaurant in Morrison. It will be welded, then fastened to the sandstone rocks so restaurant patrons can see the serpent.
I think the hardest part's yet to come is going to be anchoring it securely on those rocks out there.
A structural engineer will guide the installation. The plumed serpent should be in place at the fort late next week. Steve Lusk, News 4.
I'm Sam Arnold, and this is the year of the snake, 1989. Our snake is called Lulu from the Hopi Paluluquanti snake ceremony, and we are hoping that this snake will bring good fortune and prosperity to not only us, but to Colorado. I'm going to give you the Mountain Man toast now. Here's to the childs what's come afore, and here's to the pilgrims what's come harder. And may your trails be free of grizz, and your packs filled with blues, and fat buffler in your pot. Wah! That's the Mountain Man toast.
The fort was honored to host the world leaders for the official state dinner for the Summit of Eight, June 21st, 1997. President Clinton and First Lady Hillary were the hosts, waiting outside for the different motorcades carrying each world leader. There were 2 European leaders from the Netherlands, as well as Boris Yeltsin from Russia, Prime Minister Hashimoto from Japan, Helmut Kohl from Germany, Prime Minister Tony Blair from England, Prime Minister Prodi from Italy, President Chirac from France, and Prime Minister Chrétien from Canada. The Clintons offered Western dress, including cowboy hats, Western belt buckles, and the First Ladies were given buffalo hair woven vests and broomstick skirts to wear. Most of the leaders gratefully accepted the Clintons' offer, except for Russia, Germany, and France. Hashimoto loved his new cowboy hat and belt buckle. My family, my dad Samuel, stepmother Carrie, son Orrin, husband Jeremy, and I were waiting for the leaders to pose for their photo on the second level of the fort in front of the library. What an honor! Our cannoneers were ready to shoot the historic 19th century cannon in a salute, but President Clinton said no. Then Prime Minister Prodi challenged Bill Clinton and said, "That's just like you Americans. You show off your big guns, but you never shoot them." Bill Clinton then said, "All right, shoot the goddamn cannon." And boom, it went. Another fun story. Boris Yeltsin always wanted to try buffalo and went into our kitchen to taste it as it was cooking. He had seen a herd of buffalo and was interested in importing live buffalo to Siberia, as they could withstand the cold winters and be a health meat for the Russians. When the leaders dined outside on our patio, a beautiful double rainbow appeared over the valley, and someone said to the leaders, "This is a symbol of world peace." They were all enchanted by shinin' times at the fort.
And joining us now to tell us more about the night is Holly Arnold Kinney. Holly, you are the daughter of Sam Arnold, who owns the fort. How was it like inside of it?
It was so fabulous. I mean, the President and Mrs. Clinton loved the whole Western feeling in the 1840s period. And as each president arrived, or prime minister arrived, they looked at each other's bolo ties and they showed off their cowboy boots, and they were having the best time.
Bent's Fort, after we're in the modern day reincarnation of Bent's Fort, where people from Mexico and the East and the West would all come together and trade and swap stories. I mean, on a larger scale, that's what's happening between Mexico and Canada and the United States right now. And it is sort of centered in Colorado if we play our cards right. So in a very funny and real way, Sam Arnold's projections and his vision of how history becomes a metaphor for our future is being realized every day. And I am intensely grateful that Holly, who had her own career and her own life, and her very accommodating and patient husband, Jeremy. Because as somebody in the oil business, I know he wasn't planning to go into the restaurant business. But they have taken this on, and through the Tesoro Foundation that Sam helped start, they've taken that to the next level, and that they continue this incredibly valued service. So I am honored to be here, and I would almost try to do the toast, which, is there anybody in this room that hasn't heard Sam do that toast at least 50 times? And yet I won't try and do it, but I will lead you. Imagine I've just given the toast, and I would love to be part of a communal wah, right? So on 3, 1, 2, 3, wah!
Thank you. I need you to stay here for a minute. Governor, we just found out that you celebrated your birthday yesterday. Let's give 3 hip hip huzzahs for Governor Hickenlooper's birthday. Hip hip huzzah! Hip hip huzzah! Hip hip huzzah!
Thank you so much.
The Tesoro Cultural Center is the heart and soul of the fort. Our 2 signature events are the 1840s Rendezvous and Spanish Colonial Market, held in September, and the Indian Market Powwow, held in June.
Fighting style knife.
In 2023 will be the 23rd year we have brought a full intertribal contest powwow back, honoring an American Indian veteran who has fought for our freedoms. Additionally, we feature 50 of the top American Indian artists who have won many awards at the Santa Fe Indian Market and Heard Museum. Each artist demonstrates their craft and sells beautiful pieces, from jewelry to pottery, sculpture, traditional arts, and more. This event is great for families, as we also have storytelling, Indian crafts, and educational dances to showcase the different regalia of different tribes. Live hawks and eagles and their importance to Indian culture, many other fun demonstrations. Don't miss our upcoming Indian Market Powwow, June 3rd and 4th, 2023 at the Fort from 10 to 4 both days. George Curtis Levi of the Southern Cheyenne Nation and Francis Sherwood of Oneida Arikara Nation are our event coordinators. It's historic to bring the Cheyenne, Arapaho, Oneida, Arikara nations back home to Colorado, especially to our fort. This will be the best year yet. Thank you to all our Tesoro sponsors, especially SCFD and Community First Foundation of Jefferson County. Your support provides important cultural education for the public. And to the Fort and my Fort family of employees, happy 60th anniversary.
Huzzah!